Ever wondered what makes bats the only mammals capable of sustained flight? This phenomenon is a blend of their unique body structure and evolutionary adaptations that make them masters of the night sky. Bats are fascinating creatures, boasting characteristics not seen in any other mammal species. Their wings, for instance, are not just an appendage, but an intricate formation of elongated fingers wrapped in a thin membrane, allowing them to maneuver with precision and speed. But flight isn't their only superpower. Bats also possess an extraordinary biological sonar system known as echolocation. Emitting high-frequency sounds that bounce off objects in their path, bats can navigate through the darkest of nights and the densest of forests, catching insects mid-air or finding their way back to their roosts. Now, when we say bats, we're not talking about one or two species. We're referring to a vast family of over 1,300 species scattered across the globe. Each species has its own distinct characteristics, habits, and habitats. Some feast on fruits, playing a crucial role in pollination, while others prefer insects, acting as natural pest control. Size-wise, bats can vary dramatically. The smallest bat, known as the bumblebee bat, is so tiny it could comfortably perch on your fingertip. On the other end of the spectrum, the giant golden-crowned flying fox has a wingspan that can stretch up to 5.5 feet. These nocturnal creatures are not only diverse, but also dynamic, adapting to different environments and changing with the seasons. Over the course of a year, bats may migrate, hibernate, or even change their feeding habits, all in response to the shifting climate and food availability. So, bats are not just creatures of the night, but fascinating mammals with unique abilities. As we delve deeper into the world of bats, we'll uncover how these night flyers have adapted to survive and thrive in a world that comes to life when the sun goes down. Did you know that a bat's life begins in a completely upside-down world? Quite an intriguing way to start life's journey, wouldn't you say? The birth process of bats is quite unique. Unlike most mammals, bats give birth while hanging upside down, catching their newborns in a protective pouch formed by their wings and tail. Once born, the bat pup clings to its mother with strong, tiny claws. These pups, often born hairless and blind, are incredibly dependent on their mothers for survival. A mother bat's commitment to her young is truly something to admire. She nurses her pup, keeps it warm, and protects it from predators. In the first few weeks, the mother bat carries her pup during her nightly flights. This is no small feat, considering a newborn pup can weigh up to 1/3 of its mother's body weight. That's like a human mother carrying a 5-year-old child around all day. As the pup grows, it begins to develop its unique bat characteristics. Its wings, initially tiny and frail, start to stretch out and strengthen, its eyes open, allowing it to navigate the world around it. And its ears, those iconic bat features, begin to take shape, preparing it for a life of echolocation. However, even as the pup grows, it remains close to its mother. The bond between them remains strong. The mother continues to nurse and care for her pup until it is ready to venture out into the world on its own. This early period of a bat's life is crucial. It's a time of rapid growth and development, a time when the pup learns the skills it will need to survive in the wild. It's a time of bonding and nurturing, a time when the pup experiences the care and protection of its mother. From birth, bats already show their unique characteristics, but it's only the beginning of their journey. As the weeks pass, the pup will continue to grow and learn, preparing for the time when it will take to the skies on its own, ready to embark on its own incredible bat journey. As seasons change, so does the life of a bat. Spring, the season of renewal and revival, is when the life of most bats truly kicks off. As the icy grasp of winter loosens, bats stir from their winter slumbers. They shake off the chill of hibernation and become active once again. The warming weather, the blooming flowers, and the return of insects mark the perfect time for bats to re-emerge into the world. The arrival of spring is a busy period for bats. It's the season of love, the mating season. Bats, like many other creatures, have a specific mating period, and for most species, it's during the spring. The males woo the females with elaborate displays of flight and song, a spectacle that's as fascinating as it is intricate. Once the mating rituals are complete, the females prepare for the next phase of their life cycle, motherhood. Most bat species give birth to a single pup, and the gestation period varies between species. It can range from 40 days to 6 months. It's quite an incredible feat, considering the female bats continue their nightly hunts while carrying their unborn young. As spring progresses, the expectant mothers form maternity colonies, where they nurture and protect their young. These colonies can range from a few dozen individuals to several thousand, depending on the species. The camaraderie and cooperation within these colonies showcase the social nature of bats. While the females are busy with their offspring, the males form bachelor colonies. They spend their time feeding, grooming, and preparing for the next mating season. The cycle of life continues, driven by the rhythm of the seasons. Bats, these nocturnal wonders, are not just creatures of the night. They are an integral part of our ecosystem, playing vital roles as pollinators and pest controllers. Their lives, their habits, their very existence are intimately tied to the changing seasons. Just as the spring breathes life into the world, it signifies the beginning of a busy period for bats. When summer arrives, it's a time for growth and learning for bats. As the days grow longer and warmer, the world becomes a classroom for these nocturnal creatures. While the summer sun shines brightly, the bats are tucked away in their roosts, but as dusk falls, the real hustle begins. The first lessons of summer are the most crucial ones. Young bats, born in the spring, are now ready to learn the art of flight. It's a sight to behold, this dance of learning, as they take their first awkward flaps, soon turning into confident swoops and dives. Every night, under the nurturing guidance of their mothers, they become more adept at navigating the night sky. But flight is only half the story. Summer is also the time for bats to hone their hunting skills. They learn the subtle art of echolocation, emitting high-pitched sounds that bounce off objects and return to their ears, helping them locate their prey in the dark. It's quite a spectacle, watching these creatures zigzag through the darkness, pursuing insects with precision and agility. Yet, summer isn't just about individual growth, it's also a time of community. Bats are social animals, and during summer, they form large colonies known as camps. These camps can range from a few dozen to millions of bats, all living, learning, and hunting together. It's like a bustling city in the night sky, full of chatter and activity. In these camps, bats not only share their roosts, but also their knowledge. The older, more experienced bats pass on their wisdom to the younger generation, teaching them the ins and outs of bat life. It's a time of sharing, learning, and bonding, strengthening the social fabric of the bat community. Summer, for bats, is a time of growth and socialization, a bustling period of activity. As the season progresses, they continue to grow, honing their skills and strengthening their bonds, all in preparation for the challenges of the seasons to come. As the leaves fall and winter approaches, bats prepare for the toughest part of the year. Our night secret keepers, these fascinating creatures, have their unique ways of bracing the cold season. Their survival strategy? Building up fat reserves, a process known as swarming. In the face of dropping temperatures, bats increase their feeding, sometimes consuming up to half their body weight in a single night. This voracious feeding frenzy is a strategic move to build up a fat store that will sustain them through the winter months when insects, their primary food source, become scarce. Picture this as their version of stocking up the pantry before a long, harsh winter. But not all bats face winter in the same way. Some, like the silver-haired bats or the red bats, prefer to migrate, traveling hundreds, sometimes even thousands of miles to warmer climates where food is abundant. These migratory species are like the snowbirds among us, escaping the cold for a more comfortable winter in the south. On the other hand, many bat species choose to hibernate. They retreat to caves, mines, and sometimes even human-made structures, where they enter a state of torpor. This is a deep sleep, where their body temperature drops, heart rate slows, and metabolism reduces to a bare minimum. This energy conservation mode allows them to survive without food for months. However, hibernation is not a continuous sleep. Bats wake up periodically, usually every 2 to 3 weeks, to drink, urinate, or sometimes even mate. These arousals, although necessary, burn a lot of their precious fat reserves. Hence, disturbances during hibernation can be fatal, as it forces bats to use up their energy reserves faster. As winter descends, bats retreat into a state of survival, waiting for the warmth of spring to return. They've mastered the art of enduring the harshest conditions in their own unique ways, reminding us of the resilience and adaptability of nature's creatures. With the arrival of spring, bats emerge from their winter slumber. As the season of rebirth takes hold, these creatures of the night awaken, ready to shake off the chill of winter and embrace the warmth of spring. During the coldest months, bats either enter a state of hibernation or fly off to warmer climes. Hibernation is a deep sleep where the bat's body slows down to conserve energy. Their heart rates drop dramatically, and their body temperatures reduce to match the chilly environment. Some bats, instead of hibernating, opt for migration, traveling great distances to find a more suitable climate. When spring arrives, those that hibernated slowly awaken, their bodies gradually warming and their heart rates increasing. It's a careful process, as waking up too quickly can be fatal. For migratory bats, spring signals the time to return home. They embark on their journey back, navigating by the stars and the Earth's magnetic field, a feat that continues to astound scientists. Once they have fully awakened or returned, bats are ready to begin the next chapter of their lives. One of the first orders of business? Mating. Spring is the season of love for bats. This is when most species engage in courtship rituals and mate. Depending on the species, female bats will carry their offspring anywhere from 40 days to 6 months. Post-mating, the rest of the spring sees bats returning to their usual routines. They hunt, eat, socialize, and raise their young. The newborn bats, called pups, are born blind and hairless but grow quickly. By the end of spring, most are ready to fly and hunt on their own. As we watch these creatures take flight, we are reminded of the cyclical nature of life. Spring, with its promise of new beginnings, signals not just the end of winter, but also the start of a new year in the life of a bat. With the return of spring, bats once again take to the skies, ready to start a new year. A year that will be filled with hunting, migrating, hibernating, and the birth of a new generation. A year that will, once again, begin with the awakening to spring. Bats truly are amazing creatures, aren't they? We've journeyed together through the life of these nocturnal wonders, unveiling the secrets that the night sky has kept hidden. From their unique characteristics to their yearly cycle, there's so much more to these creatures than meets the eye. Let's take a moment to reflect on what we've learned. Bats, often misunderstood, are actually quite fascinating. They're not just creatures of the night, but also vital parts of our ecosystem. Their unique features, such as echolocation, allows them to navigate in complete darkness, a marvel that still intrigues scientists today. We've also explored the journey a bat takes throughout a year. The bustle of summer, full of feeding and breeding, is a time of abundance for these creatures. Their diet, predominantly consisting of insects, plays a crucial role in controlling pest populations, making our summer nights more enjoyable. As the year wanes and winter approaches, bats prepare for a long slumber. They hibernate, conserving energy when food is scarce. This cycle of activity and rest is a testament to their adaptability and resilience. Finally, the arrival of spring signals an awakening. Bats emerge from their winter sleep, ready to start their yearly cycle anew. It's a time of rebirth and renewal, not just for the bats, but for the world they inhabit. In the grand scheme of things, bats are more than just creatures of the night. They're a vital part of our world, playing a significant role in maintaining the balance of our ecosystem. Their habits, characteristics, and life cycle are all pieces of a larger puzzle, a testament to the diversity and complexity of life on our planet. Next time you see a bat fluttering in the night sky, you'll know just how remarkable these creatures are. Each beat of their wings is a story, a tale of survival and adaptation, a testament to the magic of nature.